Welcome back to Stoic Wisdom TV. Can 3 days really change your life? At first glance, it sounds like a bold claim, the kind of promise you'd see plastered on a self-help book or a flashy ad. But when you dig into the power of habits, the answer becomes a resounding yes. The ancient Stoics, those timeless philosophers of resilience and wisdom, believed that our daily actions shape our destiny. Epictetus, one of their brightest minds, put it simply: first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. In other words, who you become is the sum of what you do, day in and day out. Small, intentional habits, when practiced consistently, can set off a chain reaction, rewiring your mindset, sharpening your focus, and aligning your life with purpose. Modern psychology backs this up. Studies, like those from habit researchers such as James Clear, show that tiny, consistent changes can lead to massive shifts in productivity, happiness, and mental resilience. The secret lies in choosing habits that resonate with your values and goals, then sticking with them long enough to see the ripple effects. In this essay, we'll explore 6 Stoic-inspired habits that, when practiced for just 3 days, can kickstart profound changes in how you think, act, and live. These habits: morning reflection, voluntary discomfort, pausing before reacting, single tasking, gratitude and review, and speaking less while listening more, are simple yet transformative. They're not about chasing perfection or overhauling your life overnight. Instead, they're about planting seeds of clarity, discipline, and resilience that grow into a life of meaning. Let's dive into the first habit, starting each day with a morning reflection. Picture this: you wake up, not to the blare of an alarm or the ping of notifications, but to a quiet moment of clarity. Before the world rushes in, you pause to align your mind with purpose. This is the essence of morning reflection, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a habit that sets the tone for intentional living. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "When you rise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." These words aren't just poetic, they're a call to start each day with gratitude and focus, grounding yourself in what matters before the chaos of life takes over. Morning reflection isn't about grand ambitions or endless to-do lists. It's about preparing your mind to meet the day with composure and intention. The practice involves 3 key steps. First, visualize what lies ahead. Picture your day, the meetings, conversations, tasks, and potential challenges. By mentally rehearsing these moments, you're not just planning, you're training yourself to respond thoughtfully, rather than react impulsively. For example, if you know a tough conversation with a colleague is coming, imagine staying calm and listening actively, even if they push your buttons. This mental preparation builds resilience, helping you face obstacles with grace. Second, set your intentions. Ask yourself, what do you want to embody today? Beyond checking off tasks, focus on your character. Will you approach challenges with patience? Show kindness to a stranger? Stay disciplined in your work? Setting intentions shifts your focus from external outcomes to internal growth, aligning your actions with the person you want to become. Finally, reflect on what's in your control. The Stoics were obsessed with this distinction. As Epictetus noted, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of them. By reminding yourself that you can't control others' actions or external events, but you can control your attitude and response, you free yourself from needless frustration. A practical way to make this habit stick is through journaling. Spend 5 minutes each morning writing down your goals, the qualities you want to embody, and any challenges you foresee. For instance, you might jot down, "Today, I'll stay patient during the team meeting, even if it gets heated. I'll focus on listening and responding thoughtfully. If you expect a stressful deadline, note how you'll approach it with focus and calm." This simple act of putting pen to paper clarifies your intentions and primes your mind for action. Over 3 days, you'll notice a shift. Your days feel less chaotic, more purposeful. Morning reflection is like tuning a guitar before a performance site ensures every note you play is in harmony with your deeper purpose. Over time, this habit builds a life rooted in clarity and composure, each day a step closer to your highest self. The second habit is voluntary discomfort, a practice that might sound daunting, but is at the heart of Stoic freedom. Most of us spend our lives chasing comfort-cozy beds, warm meals, easy routines. But the Stoics saw discomfort not as an enemy, but as a teacher. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher and statesman, advised, set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself the while, is this the condition that I feared? By deliberately exposing yourself to challenges, you build mental and emotional strength, learning to face adversity without fear. Voluntary discomfort isn't about self-punishment, it's about reclaiming your power. When you choose to endure hardship, you prove to yourself that you're stronger than your circumstances. Start small. Take a cold shower and focus on breathing through the initial shock, training your mind to stay calm under stress. Skip a meal to remind yourself that hunger isn't the end of the world. Cultivating gratitude for the food you have. Walk or bike to work instead of driving, challenging your reliance on convenience. These small acts of discomfort build resilience, teaching you that you can handle more than you think. The benefits go deeper. By stepping outside your comfort zone, you reduce your dependence on external luxuries. The less you need to feel content, the freer you become. Imagine the peace of knowing a missed coffee run or a delayed flight can't ruin your day. Voluntary discomfort also sharpens your appreciation for life's simple pleasures. After a cold shower, a warm towel feels like a luxury. After fasting for a day, a modest meal tastes like a feast. Over 3 days, this habit rewires your perspective, turning challenges into opportunities for growth. Discomfort stops being something to avoid and becomes a tool for building courage and gratitude. By embracing this Stoic practice, you embody the freedom to thrive, no matter what life throws your way. The third habit is pausing before reacting, a skill that's never been more vital in our fast-paced, trigger-happy world. We've all had moments where emotions take over: a snarky comment from a coworker, a frustrating email, or a sudden setback sends us into a spiral of anger or defensiveness. The Stoics saw emotional control as the foundation of a virtuous life. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. The simple act of pausing before responding gives you the power to choose wisdom over impulse, aligning your actions with your values. Think of it like an archer aiming an arrow. Before releasing it, they take a moment to steady their hand and focus on the target. Pausing works the same way. It creates space to aim your response deliberately. When someone cuts you off in traffic, your first instinct might be to honk or yell. But by taking a deep breath and pausing, you can ask, is this worth my energy? Will reacting help or hurt the situation? This practice isn't about suppressing emotions, it's about mastering them, ensuring your response reflects your best self. To build this habit, start by identifying your triggers. Maybe it's criticism, interruptions, or unexpected delays. When you feel that familiar surge of emotion, pause for 3 seconds, take a slow breath, and ask, what's in my control here? How can I respond in a way that aligns with my values? For example, if a colleague snaps at you during a meeting, instead of firing back, pause, nod, and say, I hear you. Let's discuss this calmly. Over 3 days, you'll notice these pauses becoming second nature. You'll argue less, regret less, and feel more in command of your emotions. This habit transforms reactive moments into opportunities for growth, embodying the Stoic ideal of inner strength. The fourth habit is committing to one task at a time, a practice that cuts through the noise of our multitasking-obsessed culture. We're told that juggling emails, texts, and projects makes us productive. But the Stoics knew better. Seneca warned, to be everywhere is to be nowhere when your attention is scattered. Your work suffers, your stress spikes, and you lose the joy of being fully present. Single tasking, giving your undivided focus to one activity, brings clarity, boosts efficiency, and anchors you in the moment. Imagine you're writing a report. Instead of checking your phone or flipping between tabs, you close all distractions and immerse yourself in the task. You set a timer for 25 minutes, using techniques like the Pomodoro method, and pour your energy into crafting clear, thoughtful sentences. When you're done, you feel not just accomplished but calm, because you gave the task your best. Single tasking works for any activity, whether you're cooking dinner, talking with a friend, or tackling a workout. By prioritizing one thing at a time, you make better decisions and find a deeper sense of control. To make this habit stick, start each day by listing your top 3 priorities. Tackle them sequentially, using tools like time blocking to carve out focused periods. Turn off notifications, set your phone to silent, and create a workspace that minimizes distractions. Over 3 days, you'll be amazed at how much more you accomplish and how much calmer you feel. Single tasking isn't just about productivity. It's a form of mindfulness, a way to live deliberately in a world that pulls you in 1,000 directions. By embracing this Stoic practice, you reclaim your attention and build a life of focus and intention. The 5th habit is ending each day with gratitude and review, a practice that turns your evenings into a sacred space for reflection. The Stoics believed self-awareness was the key to growth, and a nightly review was their tool for staying aligned with their values. Epictetus advised asking, "What did I do wrong? What did I do right? What did I leave undone?" This habit has 2 parts, expressing gratitude and reflecting on your actions, both of which ground you in contentment and clarity. Start with gratitude. Before bed, think of 3 things, big or small, that made your day meaningful. Maybe it's a kind word from a friend, a warm cup of coffee, or simply the fact that you're healthy and alive. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's missing to what's abundant, fostering a sense of peace that prepares you for rest. Next, review your day. Reflect on how you handled challenges, how you treated others, and whether you lived up to your intentions. Ask, did I act with integrity? Was I patient or disciplined? What can I do better tomorrow? This isn't about beating yourself up, it's about learning, turning each day into a stepping stone for growth. A practical way to practice this is through journaling. Spend 5 minutes writing down your gratitude list and reflections. For example, you might write, "I'm grateful for my co-worker's help today. I stayed calm during a stressful call, but I snapped at my partner. I'll apologize tomorrow and be more mindful." Over 3 days, this habit builds a feedback loop, helping you spot patterns and make small, meaningful adjustments. You'll fall asleep with a sense of closure and wake up ready to tackle the next day with purpose. This practice transforms your nights into a ritual of growth, ensuring you're not just living but evolving. The 6th and final habit is speaking less and listening more, a practice that embodies Stoic wisdom and builds stronger relationships. Words have power to inspire, to wound, to connect, but they lose their weight when overused. Epictetus quipped, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Speaking less means choosing your words with care, avoiding gossip, arguments, or impulsive remarks. Listening more means approaching conversations with curiosity, seeking to understand rather than to reply. In practice, this looks like entering a conversation with the goal of learning something new. Instead of planning your next point, focus on the other person's words, tone, and emotions. Ask thoughtful questions like, "What made you feel that way?" or "Can you tell me more?" Pause before responding to ensure your words add value. This habit also trains you to embrace silence, a Stoic skill that fosters clarity and composure. Silence isn't awkward, it's a space for reflection, a chance to observe and respond thoughtfully. Over 3 days, you'll notice your interactions deepen. People will open up more, trust you more, because you're truly present. Your words, when you do speak, will carry more weight, reflecting the Stoic ideal of integrity. For example, if a friend vents about a tough day, resist the urge to offer quick advice. Listen fully, nod, and say, "That sounds really hard. Are you holding up?" The small shift builds empathy and connection. By mastering this habit, you cultivate wisdom and strengthen your relationships, aligning with the Stoic principle of living with intention. These 6 habits: morning reflection, voluntary discomfort, pausing before reacting, single tasking, gratitude and review, and speaking less while listening more than tools for better living. They're a roadmap to a life of clarity, resilience, and purpose. The beauty of Stoic philosophy is its practicality. It doesn't demand perfection, only progress. As Marcus Aurelius observed, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. These habits start small, but grow into profound shifts, rewiring how you see yourself and the world. Imagine the impact of practicing these habits for just 3 days. Picture yourself waking up with clarity, facing challenges with courage, and ending each day with gratitude. You'd feel more composed, more focused, more attuned to what matters. These habits don't promise a fairy tale transformation, they offer something better, a foundation for lasting growth. Over time, they build a life where you're not just reacting to circumstances, but shaping them, living with the strength and wisdom of a Stoic. So, how do you start? Pick one habit, maybe morning reflection or pausing before reacting, and commit to it for 3 days. Set a reminder on your phone, keep a journal to track your progress, and reflect on how it feels to show up differently. If you want to go deeper, read Stoic texts like Meditations or Enchiridion for daily inspiration, or listen to podcasts like The Daily Stoic for practical insights. Surround yourself with people who challenge you to grow, who embody the virtues you admire. The key is consistency. Deliberate actions compound into extraordinary results. The path to transformation isn't about grand gestures or instant fixes. It's about showing up, day after day, with the courage to be better. There will be moments when you slip, when you react impulsively or skip your reflection. That's okay. Stoicism teaches us to focus on progress, not perfection. Each time you practice these habits, you're building a stronger, wiser version of yourself. You're not just changing your routine, you're changing your life. Let today be the day you take the first step. Commit to these habits, not because you owe it to anyone else, but because you deserve a life of clarity, strength, and purpose. 3 days might seem short, but it's enough to plant the seeds of transformation. Water them with intention and watch how they grow. You have the power to shape who you become, your own habit, one day, one choice at a time. If this message resonates with you, please like, share, and subscribe for more content that will help you create the life you truly deserve. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.